we'd like to put on Xbox One, but there were constraints with how Xbox Live worked, and it wouldn't allow them to do crossplay with PC, PS4, PS3, and Xbox, all on the same servers, where it's just something to do with Xbox Live. I don't know the logistics behind it, but
yeah, there's something with the developer terms or the developer license or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it's Microsoft forcing their hand or whatever, but
well, you got to remember
could be a security thing. I just hope that they figure it out.
Yeah, think about it. Look how many times PSN has been hacked. Do you want them to be able to connect into your Xbox or PlayStation?
Yeah. Well, and I think that the big downside to the PlayStation Network has always been the fact that it's been free, and where that is a bonus for a lot of people. Like, I'd rather play on this platform because I don't have to pay to play online. I'm like, that's nice, but you do get what you pay for in that sense. Like, that's why Xbox Live for me has always been better, because like, yeah, you are paying for it. You're paying the premium for shit working and not breaking, and things being quick and fast and dedicated servers and things like that. But now that you have to pay for PlayStation Plus to even play online games on the PS4, I think that'll even the playing field out over the next couple of years between the two services.
I think PlayStation's got a better structure now.
They announced today that they went up 50% for PlayStation Plus. Their memberships went up 50% since the launch of PS4.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, since the PS4. I totally believe that. I mean, like, the main thing is, obviously, you have to have it if you want to play online games. So I'm sure the install base for how many people who bought the console who then subscribed was, pretty high. I mean, I would imagine anybody that's going to buy a PS4 is going to sign up for PlayStation Plus.
This has nothing to do with any of it, but they're making a new
You may not
gauntlet.
do it for PS3. I mean, I never did with my PS3, and I've had one since 2006. I mean, now having PlayStation Plus, I regret not ever doing it, because like, I've missed out on so many free games.
Especially if you have the Vita, because they're giving away Vita games too.
Yeah, Vita games, and that's what's cool. I'm gonna get a Vita this summer when the Slim comes out.
Well, you want
so,
the Slim? It has a different screen. It doesn't have the OLED.
Yeah, it doesn't have the.
It doesn't have the OLED screen, but from what they're saying is like, the only time you can see the difference between the two is if you sit them next to each other, and you get like 2 to 3 more hours of battery life.
Yeah, I guess if you never saw the original, then you would never know.
And I never. I mean, I've seen the original. I just never owned one, and like, for me, it makes more sense a handheld having better battery life than a fancier screen, because it's a handheld. I mean, like, would you want to have to play next to a power outlet every 4 or 5 hours when the damn thing has to charge? Yes.
Well, if you're using your Vita that long, you're most likely sitting your ass in a car going somewhere, or sitting at your desk at work, or hiding in the bathroom at work.
Yeah. And like, battery life, I think, is a big thing with that, and like also the fact that the touchpad on the back, like, I've used it, but like, my hands, like, every time I would go to grip it, the only time it's comfortable is like if my hands are on the touchpad, and then like, some games will, that use it, you're fucking with shit. Where on the Slim, the grips are wider, I guess, so the touchpad's smaller, so like, people with bigger hands are less likely to accidentally hit it.
Yeah.
So that's nice. I don't know. Then it comes bundled with Borderlands.
Yeah, they were saying something about Borderlands on IGN, but I didn't read the article. I can't remember what they were saying.
They said it was rough around the edges, but I never read the full review.
Yeah, it was rough around the edges. That's what they said. Yeah, but I didn't click on it to read it for the Vita. Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I don't know if you guys. Yeah, I'm sure.
I just can't imagine getting another system that I need to buy games for. Between the computer and Steam and the PlayStation, Xbox, everything else. Now I have a 360 and an Xbox One. It's like, now I want to get a handheld, and I got to buy handheld games. Oh man.
Well, it's like a 3DS. Like, I have a 3DS, and I have no games for it.
I am just having a Vita away from having all of them.
Yeah,
So, like,
away.
I'm like, I mean, I might as well. And like, I'm getting all these free games on PlayStation Plus, and I really, really want to play Tearaway. That's kind of what sold me on it. Just the mechanics of that game look fucking amazing.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
I
Demo
that
Best Buy.
Did you guys hear me earlier? I said they're making a new Gauntlet.
Oh God.
As long as they keep it more traditional than try to do something freaky new with it.
Well, they have a trailer out there. They have a
gameplay
gameplay trailer of it. So if you check out the gameplay trailer, it looks really awesome. It's made by the people who made Magica. If you guys know that game, that's on PC,
Magica.
and I think it's on PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I know the game. I haven't played it.
Isn't that also what they call?
Yeah, I own it too. I haven't played it, but
Isn't that also what they call magic in Elder Scrolls?
Yes. Speaking of Elder Scrolls, that's a good segue. Let's talk about Elder Scrolls Online. Now, I don't know if you. I know Steven's played it. I don't think you guys have played it. I played it. Finally, got to play it.
I played a little.
And
what did you think?
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was just like Skyrim, really. I mean, it felt like an Elder Scroll. I mean, you can go through. It's an MMO, but you can go through and you can if you see a sack on the ground, you can probably click on it and take stuff out of it, just like an Elder Scroll game.
Mm-hmm.
And you can play it in first person, and
which I'm sure all that stuff's instanced to you. So I mean,
right? Because there was
you're
bags
come
full
across
of
a box
stuff,
and
and
be
it's
like, well, shit. The last million people just looked at it.
Yeah.
There's not going to be anything like this.
Right. And I think stuff like that, and there's also treasure chests and stuff. There's treasure chests sitting out, and I think those are probably instance to you too. Picking up the treasure chests and things like that. But it's really cool. Everyone's voiced. Everybody go through, and the town's really alive. People are walking around and talking, and stuff like that. And when you talk to them, they're
people
hello.
Playing the ukulele.
Yeah, people playing the ukulele and stuff. And it was really cool. It felt like an Elder Scroll game, but with multiplayer. It literally just felt like that.
No, that's the best way to explain it. What I'm curious about is the in-game content, how much there is, and how frequent they will update that, because that's the biggest killer for any MMO. It's fucking amazing all the way into the end.
Yeah.
And then
at the end, it's nothing but
through
raids.
That very small amount of in-game content. Then you're like, what the fuck else do I do? I'll just go grind another character, I guess.
That's pretty much at the end of it.
They've got to be able to justify that $15 a month with content.
And they're saying that
if a person's going to blow. Yeah, but hell, they said the same thing with Star Wars too, and it went free to play. What, a year and a half? But they're still coming out with great content for it.
Yeah,
I think Elder Scrolls will go free to play eventually.
Possibly.
I say it's been a year.
Think about Final Fantasy XI. It's never went free to play. And that game is how old now? You think about Final Fantasy XIV. I was surprised it wasn't free to play, and there's a huge player base.
If they go free to play, I'll play it. Probably.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that game unless it was free.
I just don't see them going free to play. I just don't
see
that.
Never played 11. I am going to play 14 though. I have it pre-ordered on the PS4. And that comes out in a couple of weeks.
14 is really fun, but again, the end game type thing. I have a maxed out character and I can finish up the storyline, but I feel like there's really nothing more for me to do besides continuing to do either dungeons or raids or PvP.
Well, yeah, you can do the
But it's a really good game up until that point. Once you get to that point, it's you kind of hit it stop, and you're
I always enjoyed raiding in World of Warcraft all the way up until you get in a guild that fucking makes it into a job.
Right.
Oh, you were 15 minutes late. We deduct you this many points, and I'm like, what? No.
I haven't spent much time into it. My guilds were always really amazing. I love my guild leaders, my guild team. It was just great. But yeah, I spent way too much time.
Oh yeah, I loved World of Warcraft when I knew a bunch of people that played it consistently all the time. And so at that point, you're really, when you think about it, you're playing because you're playing with your friends. Not necessarily. The game's fun too, but for me, World of Warcraft's not fun unless I'm playing with other people in the same party, like doing raids or instances and things like that.
Oh, yeah.
I fucking run around on my own. I get bored really quickly.
But that's what makes me enjoy most games is the being able to play with your buddies. Titanfall is fantastic, and I will play it by myself, but it's not as fun unless I've got people on there that I know can BS with, coordinate with, yell out, "Hey, Steven, dude up on your left," or "Nick, you suck." Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, with the Elder Scrolls, like I pre-ordered it. I pre-ordered the Imperial Edition. Like how long I'll play, I don't know. I mean, I pre-ordered it for PC, so I mean I didn't pre-order it. I purchased it basically, but I just got to wait for it to come out. But anyway, I'm really glad I did it because I really enjoyed what I was experiencing. And
it's coming out. That's coming out in like what?
PlayStation or Final Fantasy 14. I still really like Final Fantasy 14, and I do buy a month here and there, and I will play it. And I like looking at the newest patch that's coming out, and it looks awesome.
Yeah,
like they're adding a lot of cool stuff to it, and it's like, man, I really want to go through and experience that. But kind of like what Shane said. It's okay by yourself, but it's fun when you have someone else to play with. Like you have a friend to play with, compared to
and like the only reason
random
I
people.
like it a lot. But
only reason why, like,
for the month. Sorry.
Oh no, fine.
I
Go
pay
ahead.
the 15. I pay the 15, and then I don't play it.
Yeah,
I'll play
I've
it for
done that
like
before
a
too.
few hours, and then I don't touch it again for a month. And I'm like, as soon as I don't have the subscription, I'm like, oh man, I want to play Final Fantasy.
I have a WoW subscription until the end of the month right now, and like I've barely touched it. I bought a game card last month, and I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play it for a while, and like I already had it installed, and usually that's what turns me off is the moment I have to install it and then wait for all the patches and then set up my UI and all this other shit. I'm just like, no.
The new Battle.net. It's like Steam, but for all of Blizzard's products.
Oh yeah, no, it's a lot more streamlined now than what it used to be. I remember like having to install expansion by expansion, and then like, oh god, it was terrible. But no, I think like since I've bought that game card, I've maybe played 4 hours, maybe. But I don't know. I know some people that are still playing it, and that's why I did. But I've done it so many times, and I have so many high-level characters on there. I'm just like, I can't do this again. I've seen all this shit over and over again.
The only one I never played was Miss Pandaria, however you say it.
Yeah.
But they emailed me an offer that said if you pre-order the new one, what's it called?
Something of Dramir, Warlords of Dramar, or something like that.
You get a level 90 for free.
Yeah, you get the level 90 free. Give your characters.
Yeah.
And like
I probably won't ever play it, but even that was tempting.
Like that's cool, but what's really irritating about that is so many people who have never played. Yeah, they get to jump in right away at 90 and get to experience it, but they're not going to know what the fuck they're doing.
No, it's only on existing characters.
Then again, I was going to say, then again, like, they've also dumbified the entire skill tree to where, I don't know, it's fucking stupid now. The talent tree in World of Warcraft's garbage now. Like, when they got rid of the full talent tree, done. Like, it's fucking stupid. Depending upon like what you choose, every level it will just give you that ability when you get it or whatever. And I'm like, that I don't know. It's not the same. I mean, maybe if I started playing it now for the first time, it'd be different. But
for the first time,
I played when it first came out.
Oh, good lord!
With Final Fantasy, like the only reason why I'm gonna get 14 is because my friend Caleb, who has a PS4. He also has a Final Fantasy character, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get it when it comes out." And we were playing the beta together, and I'm like, "This is a lot of fun." And so, like, fuck it, I'll buy it. It's only $40.
Now how much is that one's monthly subscription? Was it 11, 12?
Well, there's two of them If you want just one character,
I think it's
like
$13.
$11.99 or $12.99 or something like that. If you want 8 characters on a server, it's $14.99. But you only technically need one character because of how the job system works.
Yeah, because you can be everything.
Yeah, so like all you have to do is just have one character, and like if you want to play a different class, you just change your job and level that class. And like that's really fucking cool.
It's really great.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's an awesome game. Yeah, I know. Just talking about it, I'm like,
I have an issue
well, what's cool
paying
is, like, if you
$60
guys play,
for a game and then monthly.
I can, and then pay monthly. See, I'm just used to that.
And then you have your Xbox Live, PlayStation Network.
Well, there is an issue with paying full price for a game and then paying the monthly subscription. But the difference that you get out of it depends on the game though. But the difference that you get out of playing that monthly subscription